On the news this morning, Ngoshimini residents express fear after raid by security agents. Farmers in Rivers State to access crop varieties resistant to disasters. Labour Party raises alarm over plot to frustrate tribunal case. Stranded Nigerians in Sudan frustrated over delay in evacuation on the foreign scene. Taliban kills alleged mastermind of 2021 bombing at Kabul airport. I am Kalada Kurubatabo. Good morning. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of any nation. Let peace reign. Some residents around Ngoshimini Axis in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State say they now live in fear after security agents stormed the area over the weekend in search of one Daddy Chuku, also known as General. Some of the residents spoke to correspondent Soibi Uruwari.
Because as it is now, a lot of people have packed from this place because of this recent happening, out of fear. People have been threatened to pack. What happened that day is mind-blowing. You just wake up to gunshots, to seeing police, to seeing us pack everywhere. It's not a usual thing in this place.
Fears of the unknown. So the reaction now, people are sleeping with one eye open and one eye closed. So government need to come up now and stop it now that the action has not gone high. If there is nothing like government interference now, automatically things will go wrong more than we are expecting.
Nigerian police, they know what to do with it. Since they've heard about it, there's a station here, they are aware of it, so they should know what to do to put the lives of the citizens in check and to make sure that no harm comes to them.
Another resident spoke to our correspondent on this.
And he has a lot of boys on the street roaming out there, especially in Ajib and Ada George and Ajib flyover. So government has to do something to stop these guys permanently so that people will sleep with their two eyes closed. These boys at Ajib Ada George forcing Keke people and taking them. They have high cartel from up, so of which if nothing is done to crack down on these people, it may cause another crisis. Because some of his boys are still at different junctions, collecting money from Keke people, collecting from taxi people, collecting from bus people.
Daddy Chuku is yet to comment on this. Our correspondent gathered that at least one person was killed and many others sustained bullet wounds when the joint team of Nigeria Police and OSPAC members raided the home of Daddy Chuku to arrest him but met his absence. The raid is said to be linked to a dispute over land which Mr. Chuku has since built a structure on and rented out to tenants. The matter is between two families from Ngburako communities in Ngoshimini. There's been no comment from the police on this. Moving on. The Rivers State Executive Council has approved the handover of the State Model Secondary School Ungo in Andoni local government area to the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria for use as Ungo campus of the Federal College of Fisheries and Marine Technology. State Commissioner for Education Chinedu Umom made this known during the handover and signing of relevant documents in Port Harcourt. He said the handover of the school will enable the college kickstart academic activities immediately.
We have communicated to the Agricultural Research Council the approval of the River State Executive Council, and also with a caveat that this something that is being handed over to you must be put in use within 12 months. We do believe that the college will continue to grow, not just being a campus, but someday to becoming a full-fledged college. And of course, that will trickle down development. So we urge you to put into use this facility, and River State government will always provide whatever support to ensure that college gets enough food on the ground.
On his part, the Executive Secretary, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, Sheriff Garuba, who represented the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, acknowledged the efforts of federal lawmaker Awaji Inombeg Abiante in bringing a research institute to the South-South. He also spoke on materials needed for training in the college.
Let us have things like enablement. Let us have things like the state government also looking at some other basic facilities that will enhance their training. Like for example, we also require some floating boats, we require some workshops. And I know that for River State to donate a boat to these students for them to be able to do something is not going to be easy. We will try as much as possible to do that. And for Honorable Abiante, I hope people know that he can easily also influence the issue of allocation of other projects to the campus.
Meanwhile, farmers in Rivers State whose crops are at risk of being destroyed by flooding have been advised to approach the Agricultural Development Project ADP in the state to access crop varieties that are resistant to disasters. Executive Secretary, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, Sheriff Garuba, gave the advice in an interview with correspondent Martha Okere. Professor Garuba said research institutes and the ADP program have developed technologies designed to mitigate the risk of disasters.
These ADVs have quantum of information that are relevant to the farming season. They will also tell you what variety of crop is good for the riverine area. You know, you don't just get rice in the market and start planting. We have flood resistance one. We also have drought resistant one. We have the ones that will grow above the level of water so that water will not submerge your crops. These are advices we give.
Recall that the Arashi region in River State was affected during last year's flood. People in the region, who are predominantly farmers, either lost their cassava plantain farms to the flooding or had vested their produce prematurely. A pro-PDP support group, the Ida Obolo for Sim Group, has assured the Andoni people of greater dividends under the River State Governor-elect Siminalayi Fubara administration. Leader of the group and former chairman of Andoni Local Government Council, Kingston Silvanus, gave this assurance while addressing newsmen in Ataba wards 10 and 11 when the group went on a tour they tagged "Thank You for Voting PDP" tour in the area.
There is need for quality leadership in River State, and we have found that in Sim. So today, you can see we're not specifically pointing out a political party. We are giving people. This is the virtue that Siminalayi Fubara represent: a loving person, a kind person, somebody who's generous. And so that's what people should expect. That whether you voted for PDP or you don't vote for PDP, one thing is sure: there must be dividend of democracy to the people of Andoni and River State at large.
Also speaking, coordinator of the Ida Obolo for Sim Group, Fred Uwiko Usen Inde, state officer of the PDP, Alom Anya Inya Mba, and the PDP chieftain in Okrika local government area of the state, Tamsi Buluya, explained that the group decided to appreciate the people of Ataba for voting the PDP because of the overwhelming support the party got from the two wards.
Excellency, Governor-elect Sim Fubara, to appreciate the people of Ataba Ward 10, Ward 11 on the massive support they gave to the People's Democratic Party, particularly to Sim Fubara.
As a matter of fact, I'm excited as the coordinator of Ida Obolo Sim that today we are coming back to give back to the society. We came and asked them for something. We never knew they would support him to this level, and we have come back to tell them thank you.
Here in Ward 10 and 11 in Ataba Kingdom, so the people are obviously very happy, and this is a pointer to better days ahead under our own governor-elect Sim Fubara.
Earlier, some of the beneficiaries of the food items that were distributed by the group, Christiana Tangod Joshua, and Owaji Tele Yem Shedrack, appreciated the group for coming to thank them for voting for PDP and appeal for the needs of Ataba and indeed Andoni to be attended to by the Siminalayi Fubara administration.
With all my women from Ataba, PDP, Ward 11. So we need help. We need help from the governor's hand.
I've seen what Obolo Sim brought to Ataba today. I appreciate it and I like it. And we need help from him to this ward so that we do more.
They have shown to us or proved to us that it is necessary for us to come out to make an impact to prove that Ataba is one of the supporters, the greatest supporters of those people. We want them to be in the government and we want them to face us and make sure the poor in this community have been looked into.
Our correspondent reports that the Ida Obolo for Sim Group distributed food items such as rice and noodles as well as liquid hand wash. The Labour Party says there is a plot by a breakaway faction of the party to scuttle its ongoing legal challenge to reclaim its mandate. Acting National Publicity Secretary of the party, Pastor Obiora Ifo, raised the alarm in a statement. Recall that the party's presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, is running mate Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, and the Labour Party are currently before the Presidential Election Tribunal challenging the outcome of the election. Now, federal civil servants at the Federal Secretariat in Port Harcourt have confirmed the 40% increase in their salary. They expressed excitement while speaking with our correspondent. One of the civil servants spoke on condition of anonymity.
All Federal civil servants, yes, in the state have received. From Saturday, they started paying the 40% increase. But I know that my ministry, everybody in my office have received. But we just realized that federal doctors and nurses are not applicable.
Recall that the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, had earlier said that the federal government will increase the salary of some categories of civil servants to help mitigate the effects of inflation. It's time for a quick break, but still ahead. Stranded Nigerians in Sudan frustrated over delay in evacuation. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying tuned. Now, the rest of the news. The group managing director of real estate company Boeing Group, Uri Martin, says the Boeing Mega Realtors Conference was aimed at raising more homeowners with deep knowledge of the real estate industry. Mr. Martin stated this during the conference held at the Hotel Presidential in Port Harcourt on Saturday. He said the Boeing Mega Realtors Conference afforded attendees the opportunity to connect with industry leaders, network, and better learn how to work from home and profit from their personal brand.
For some years, we've been doing annual Rectors Conference. This, we call it a Boeing Mega Rectors Conference. It's a kind of corporate social responsibility for Boeing to give back to the community, train people on how they can be real estate experts, how they can be a rector and they make money in real estate. Some people that have attended in time past are grateful that they attended. Some of them are millionaires now. We discovered that the housing gap in Nigeria is so wide. A lot of people are not living in a decent and convenient accommodation. So the best way we can do is to help government to bridge this gap.
On a part, the general manager of Boeing Luxury Estates Limited, Ngozi Oyigbo, said the real estate company designed Apostle Home Ownership 2023 to allow more people own properties at a discounted rate of 50,000 naira monthly.
Personal home ownership is basically us telling Nigerians that home ownership is possible. You mustn't be earning so much. You mustn't break a bank to own a home. All you need to do is, first of all, get a landed property. And we are all doing that by having discount sales, making it possible for people to pay instrumentally. So that is our campaign for this year, telling people, come, you can partner with us and also get a place for yourself. You can deposit as low as 50,000 and you pay gradually.
A correspondent reports that the event featured seminars, awards, land giveaways, and other gift items such as washing machine, water dispenser, refrigerator, microwave, and generator, which were given to outstanding staff members and top partners. Chiamaka Nwoko, who won a car during the conference, spoke to our correspondent on this.
I'm really happy. I want to thank the Boeing Group. I just want to say thank you, a very big thank you for using this car to appreciate me. This is a kind of push to do more, and I promise to put in my best to push the brand. The secret is follow-up, consistency. I least expected this, but God did it. I didn't know I'll be awarded a car today, but God did this. I'm so happy. Thank you to Boeing Group.
With barely a week to the start of the 2023 National Housing and Population Census, some facilitators of the National Population Commission staged a protest yesterday over unpaid allowances. The protesters, who were over 50, staged a protest at the NPC office located in Kano State. Speaking on behalf of the protesters, Mahmoud Garba said they are yet to be paid their allowances and the Commission has failed to address them. On the spot, the NPC State Director in Kano, Ismail Adogo, appealed to the protesters to remain patient as the Commission is working towards addressing the issue. The exercise is scheduled to start on May 3. Some candidates sitting for this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTM) in Port Harcourt are reacting differently to the ongoing examination. Some of them told our correspondent that the process is smooth. Others complained of technical glitches in some centers.
The exam was okay. I didn't experience any system error. I answered all my questions and submitted. The problem was the delay. I was supposed to write by 12, but we ended up writing by 3.
When I started the exam, they're showing me processing redefined. At first, I thought it was just system stuff. I waited there for like 2 minutes. I raised my hand up and they switched the system. I opened it again. The same problem, processing redefined. Then I grew angry. I was like, people are writing, I'm not writing.
The system was okay. Everything was okay. I just wrote the exam and came out successful.
Literally, this year I've not yet heard any complaint about the system shutting down, but last year myself encountered it because the system shut down like 30 minutes before my time finished. It made me to repeat JAM again this year. I'm really hoping for a good network and a good system.
Meanwhile, JAM has rescheduled its examinations for candidates who could not sit on the first day of the exam yesterday due to technical glitches. The head of Public Affairs and Protocol at JAM, Fabian Benjamin, disclosed this on Tuesday after a management meeting. The exam, that he said, 100 out of 708 centers participating in the 2023 UTME nationwide experienced technical challenges. The UTME, which started across Nigeria yesterday, will end on the 2nd of May. Chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri, says the evacuation of Nigerians, including students stranded in crisis-torn Sudan, will now start today. Mrs. Dabiri said the government has released 150 million naira for hiring 40 buses to convey them from Sudan to Cairo in Egypt. The money was reportedly paid to an undisclosed transport company yesterday by the Central Bank of Nigeria through the National Emergency Management Agency. Earlier, some stranded Nigerians expressed frustration as the Nigerian embassy in Sudan delayed their movement from Khartoum to Cairo in Egypt. Speaking on this, Dr. Onimode Bandele, Director Special Duties, National Emergency Management Agency, who also serves as chairman of NEMA's Committee for the Evacuation of Stranded Nigerians from Sudan, told our correspondent that 3,500 Nigerians will be evacuated from Khartoum to Egypt soon.
What has been responsible is that the fighting was intense and we're not ready to reach the life of any of our nationals. So Nigerian government was proactive enough but had to study the situation to be sure there is a safe corridor for us to move our nationals out of Sudan. It wasn't a deliberate delay, but it was government studying the security situation before commencement of this evacuation.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
U.S. officials say Afghanistan's ruling Taliban have killed the Islamic State group's alleged mastermind of the devastating 2021 bombing at Kabul airport. The bombing killed 170 civilians and 13 U.S. soldiers as people were trying to flee the country as the Taliban took control. The ISIS figure was killed weeks ago, but it took time to confirm his death. His name has not been released. On the news this morning, you heard Ngboshimini residents have expressed fear after a raid by security agents. Farmers in River State can access crop varieties resistant to disasters. Labour Party has raised alarm over an alleged plot to frustrate their tribunal case. Stranded Nigerians in Sudan are frustrated over delay in evacuation. On the foreign scene, Taliban has killed the alleged mastermind of the 2021 bombing at Kabul airport. The news was edited by Chama Ezenwafo. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this morning. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity and development of any nation. Do let peace reign. I am Kala Dakuru Batabo. Up next, Morning Crossfire with Ifemi Andrew. Stay tuned.